During the year 1915, World War I raged in Europe. Germany, having already conquered Belgium, was besieging France. Due to the use of chemical weapons by the Germans, effective gas masks were invented out of necessity. Gas masks have influenced many artists. The use of chemical weapons are banned today, but historical and artistic effects of gas masks can be seen throughout the 20th century. One such artist is Philippe Caza, who created in 1981 Doomsday Illustration, which shows the effects of weapons of mass destruction. This work highlights the emotions and the events that come alongside gas masks. An additional effect of 1915 on the 20th century art is from British cartoonist W. E. Hill in his work My Wife and My Mother-in-Law. This work helped introduce multi-stable images, which is a concept of two images in one. If you look closely, you can see an old woman with a big nose, or a young beautiful woman with a long neck looking away from you. You might have to pause to see both of them fully, which is similar in this next piece. This psychological trick was possibly invented by the Danish psychologist Edgar Rubin, who in 1915 also published the ground figure picture you are looking at now in his doctoral thesis. This picture is known as Edgar Rubin's face. If you look closely, you might see either a vase or two people looking at each other. This work was influential in Salvador Dali's 1930 painting, A Couple or a Musician. In this work, you will see an old wrinkly couple embracing each other, or an additional subject you might see is two people sitting together as the figure, and the ground being a woman in a doorway of a building which was formerly the old man's ear. This painting has many different aspects that you can look at and appreciate. In 1915, the United States is still 2 years away from entering the war. Thus, there was less focus on gas masks. Rather, Frank Powell focused on adapting the current Broadway drama, A Fool There Was, to cinema. The silent film popularized the term vamp, referring to a seductive individual who exploits others. Vamp is also short for vampire, as seen in the title of this film. Of course, the idea of seduction is not invented in 1915 by Frank Powell, but the use of the concept of a woman as a seductress in cinema was introduced in this film and became infamous, especially when it used the risque title card, Kiss Me, My Fool. A similar seduction or use of seduction in movies can be seen in the 1944 film Double Indemnity, where a young woman seduces and uses a man to carry out her murderous agenda. These are some of the influences of 1915 in 20th century art.